So you've probably heard that staggering statistic, something like 87% of new real estate agents quit within their first 5 years. The assumption is they just weren't good at selling houses, right? Wrong. The real reason is that their bank account hits zero long before their career ever gets a fighting chance. You just aced your exam, you're fired up, you're ready to build an empire, but here's the raw truth. You could be just a few months away from being flat broke if you make the same money mistakes almost everyone else does. It's a story I see play out over and over again. When I first got my license, I think I made every single mistake in the book. I was literally weeks away from having to give up and find a real job with my savings completely torched. But I figured out how to turn it all around, built a multi-million-dollar business, and have since helped hundreds of other agents build careers that are actually financially secure. In this video, I'm not just going to point out the traps. I'm going to give you the financial playbook that will make your first years profitable instead of perilous. We're going to tear down the 5 biggest financial blunders that force good people out of this business. These aren't just theories. They're the real-world reasons dreams die and bank accounts drain. And for each one, I'll give you the exact no-fluff solution to make sure it doesn't happen to you. The no capital catastrophe. The first and fastest way to fail is to completely misunderstand what you've just gotten yourself into. Getting your real estate license isn't the finish line. It's the starting gun for a new business. And guess what? Every single business needs startup capital to survive. So many new agents think the spending stops with the licensing course and the exam fee. Oh no, the moment you're licensed, the real expenses start hitting you. We're talking about MLS dues, which can be hundreds, even over $1,000 a year. Then there are brokerage fees, which might be a few $100s every single month. You've got your realtor association fees, lockbox subscriptions, and you need cash for signs and business cards. And that's before you even think about the gas for your car, decent clothes, and a budget for all those coffee meetings. It can easily stack up to thousands of dollars before you've even talked to your first real client. But here's the real gut punch, the timeline. The average time it takes from meeting a new client to actually getting a paycheck at closing can be 3 to 6 months, sometimes longer. That means you could be grinding full-time for half a year with absolutely zero income. If you start this journey with an empty bank account, you're not just hoping for the best. You're setting a time bomb on your own career. You'll be forced to make decisions out of desperation, not strategy. The solution: you need a financial runway, period. The gold standard is to have at least 6 to 12 months of your personal living expenses saved up in a separate account. This is your survival fund. It's what lets you focus on actually learning the ropes and using the right strategies without that soul-crushing stress of wondering how you're going to pay rent. If you don't have that saved, you need a plan B right now. That could mean keeping a part-time job for the first year, looking into a small business loan, or finding a team that offers a training program with a small salary. Start treating this like a business from day one, and that means giving it the funding it needs to get off the ground. Mismanaging the first commission check. All right, let's fast forward. You did it. You hustled, you learned, and you finally closed that first deal. A beautiful, glorious $10,000 commission check lands in your bank account. It's more money at one time than you've seen in years, and you feel on top of the world. You're thinking, I finally made it. This right here? This is the most dangerous moment for a new agent. The urge to celebrate is overwhelming. You buy that expensive watch you've been staring at online, book a vacation, or throw a down payment on a new car. For about a week, you feel like a rock star. And then the cold, hard reality smacks you in the face. You look at your pipeline, and it's a ghost town. You stopped prospecting because you were so focused on getting that one deal to the finish line. You have no clue when the next check is coming. And then, as a final insult, a letter from the IRS shows up. New agents always forget a commission check is not a salary. It's gross revenue for your business. From that $10,000, you owe your brokerage a split, anywhere from 10% to a whopping 50%. Then, you owe a massive chunk to the government for self-employment taxes. After all that, you're supposed to reinvest some of it back into your business for marketing and operating costs. That fat $10,000 check very quickly shrinks to maybe $4,000 you can actually take home. If you've already spent it, you're not just at square one, you're in a deep, deep hole. The second you get paid, you need to implement what I call the 30-30-40 rule. It's simple, it's non-negotiable, and it will save you. 30% goes immediately into a separate savings account for taxes. Do not touch it. Seriously. It's not your money, it's the IRS's money you're just holding for them. 30% goes into a business account. This is your reinvestment fund. It's for marketing, tech, and the tools you need to grow. The last 40% is yours. This is your actual income. This is what you live on. By creating this system, you professionalize your money from day one. You force yourself to run like a real business, making sure you're never surprised by taxes or operating costs. It's the single best way to escape that terrifying income roller coaster that takes so many other agents out. Wasting money on shiny object leads. New agents are desperate for one thing and one thing only: leads. And you have to understand, an entire industry has been built specifically to exploit that desperation. This brings us to the third financial killer: blowing thousands of dollars on useless, shiny object lead generation schemes. You're scrolling social media late at night, panicking because your phone hasn't rung all week. Then an ad pops up. Guaranteed motivated buyer leads, only $1,000 a month. It feels like the answer to your prayers, so you pull out your credit card. A week later, you get a list of names and numbers. You start dialing, only to find out they're garbage. They don't answer, they're not interested, or they've already been called by 10 other agents. You've just set a month's rent on fire for a list of dead ends. The mistake is thinking you can buy your way into a client base. These services promise a shortcut, but they almost never deliver a positive return for new agents because new agents don't have the sophisticated systems needed to convert them. The solution: for your first 1 or 2 years, your lead generation strategy should be all about low-cost, high-relationship activities. Your most profitable, most reliable lead source is your sphere of influence, SOI, the people who already know you, like you, and trust you. Before you spend a single dime on Zillow leads, you need a system to connect with your personal network. Here's a dead simple plan. Make a list of at least 100 people you know. Seriously, friends, family, old coworkers, your dentist, your dog walker, anyone. Call 5 of them every single day with a simple human script. Don't ask for business. Ask about them. How are they? What's new? Then, naturally, tell them about your new career. Focus your tiny budget on things that build real connections. Instead of dropping $1,000 on internet leads, spend $200 hosting a housewarming party for a friend. You'll meet 20 of their friends in a fun, relaxed setting. That is high-impact marketing. Just pick 1 or 2 simple things and do them over and over again. Look, I get it. Budgeting, taxes, lead generation, it can feel completely overwhelming, especially when you're just trying to figure out how to write a contract. That's why I put together a totally free new agent financial survival kit. It has a simple budget template based on that 30-30-40 rule we just covered, and a 90-day lead gen planner to keep you focused on those high ROI activities. The link is right at the top of the description below. It's my gift to you for taking the time to build a real career, not just a hobby. No system for follow-up. The fourth mistake is a silent killer. It's paying for leads, either with your time or your money, and then just letting them go to waste because you have no follow-up. It's like going to the grocery store, paying for a full cart of food, and then just leaving it in the parking lot. Most new agents talk to a potential client, and if that person isn't ready to go in the next 30 days, they mentally label the lead as dead. But the data is crystal clear. The vast majority of people aren't ready to transact right away. They might be 6, 9, or even 18 months out. The real money isn't in the first call, it's in the follow-up. The sale almost always happens after the 5th contact, but most agents give up after 1 or 2 tries. Without a system, you are lighting money on fire. You meet someone at an open house who seems great, but they're just looking. You get their number, maybe call once, and then nothing. You forget. 6 months later, you're scrolling Instagram and you see them posing with another agent in front of their new home. Why? Because that other agent was the one who actually stayed in touch. That's a commission check that was stolen right out of your pocket because you weren't organized. The solution: you need a system, period. And it doesn't have to be some fancy, expensive CRM software. It can be a Google spreadsheet. What matters is doing it consistently. I tell my new agents to use a simple 8x8 plan. This just means you touch every new lead 8 times in the first 8 weeks. Week 1, the first call followed by a quick "nice to meet you" email. Week 2, Text them a link to a cool new listing or a market update. Week 3, a quick no-pressure check-in call. Week 4, email them a valuable article like 3 mistakes every first-time home buyer makes, and you keep it going. The touches can be small, an email, a text, a comment on their social media, but they have to be consistent. This is how you build trust and stay top of mind, turning a maybe someday contact into a you're the only agent I'll call client. This system costs you nothing but discipline, and it will plug the biggest financial leak in your new business, trying to be a jack of all trades. The final mistake is a strategic one with huge financial consequences, trying to be the agent for absolutely everyone. In a desperate attempt to not miss a single deal, new agents become total generalists. One day you're trying to land a $1 million luxury listing, the next you're working with a first-time buyer on a shoestring budget, and the day after that, you're trying to understand the bizarre world of commercial real estate. Here's the problem. When you market to everyone, you connect with no one. Your message is bland, your expertise is a mile wide and an inch deep, and your marketing money is spread so thin it makes zero impact. A client with a luxury waterfront condo wants an expert in luxury waterfront condos, not a generalist who sold a starter home an hour away last month. Being a jack of all trades makes you a master of none, and in real estate, mastery is what gets you paid premium commissions. Pick a lane. You have to choose a niche and own it. Become the go-to expert for that specific thing. This doesn't mean you turn down other business that falls into your lap, but it dictates where you proactively spend your 2 most valuable resources, your time and your money. Your niche could be geographic. You become the undisputed expert for one specific neighborhood or town. Demographic, you become the go-to agent for first-time homebuyers, veterans, or people looking to downsize. Property type, you become the specialist for condos, new construction, or investment properties. The moment you specialize, your marketing becomes incredibly efficient and powerful. You know exactly who you're talking to, where to find them, and what to say. You become a big fish in a small pond. This focus not only saves you a fortune in wasted marketing dollars, but it lets you protect your commission because you bring specialized, undeniable value to the table. So, to wrap it all up, the 5 fastest ways to go broke in real estate are starting with no cash, blowing your first commission check, wasting money on shiny lead gen garbage, having no follow-up system, and trying to be everything to everyone. 2. The brutal reality of this business is that your license is not a guarantee of an income. But these mistakes, as common as they are, don't have to be your story. The very fact that you watched this whole video tells me you're committed to building a real sustainable business, not just chasing a few paychecks. Treat this like the serious business it is right from day one. Manage your money with discipline. Invest your time and money with intelligence. Build systems that do the work for you and become a true expert. If you do that, you won't just survive your first few years. You will build a foundation for a career that is not only profitable, but incredibly rewarding. If you got any value from this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for more real no-fluff strategies to grow your business. And please, grab that free New Agent Financial Survival Kit in the description. It will give you the tools to put all of this into action today. Now go build your empire.